have another fall TBR rec for you. If you are looking for a magical, cozy, heartwarming fantasy, look no further than A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. This was such an adorable and cute read, and I really enjoyed this. I rated it 4 stars. This follows Sarah, and she is a promising and quite powerful witch, like one of the most powerful witches. She's a young girl at this time. She's a teenager. She's about 15 years old, and she performs a forbidden spell to resurrect her great aunt who has recently passed away. Upon doing so, the unfortunate cause to her resurrecting her aunt was she lost most of her magic. On top of that, she was subsequently betrayed by someone she trusted and ultimately exiled from like the magical guild. At this point, she has to run the magical inn with her aunt. But fortunately for Sarah, she gets a second chance when a handsome stranger shows up at her doorstep, and she thinks he might be the key to helping her solve and figure out the restoration spell to be able to get her magic back. This was cozy, it was heartwarming, it was cute, and I think that this would be perfect for fantasy beginners. If you're wanting to get into fantasy but you're not quite ready for those fantasy books that are overly complicated with heavy world building, high stakes competition, death travel, all that stuff, but you still want a little bit of magical and whimsical, energy for the season, this would definitely be a perfect read for you. And I love those cozy fantasy books that aren't overly serious, but they still teach some positive life lessons in it as well. And so there were several positive life lessons in this one. First of all is worthiness. You are worthy. You do not need these external factors to be validated. And in Sarah's case, the magic made her feel valid and important. And she had to learn that despite all that, whether your magic's there or whether it's not, those who are around you in your life, they love you for who you are. And so worthiness ultimately. And then we have belonging. Most of the guests who she lived with and were close with at the end were outcasts or rejects, if you will. They were rejected by their own families, but they were able to come together and develop a community at this magical inn, and be around people who loved them and who wanted to see the best for them. So they were no longer rejects. Their differences were celebrated within this magical inn. Thirdly, is so that brings us to found family. They all were able to create a family within each other despite not being related by actual blood, because their own blood did not want them and kicked them out for whatever reasons, which you'll read in the book. We also have a diverse read here. So we have LGBTQ representation, we have neurodivergent representation. One of the characters is autistic, and another one is a possible autism diagnosis. And then we have BIPOC characters, we have differently able-bodied characters as well. We also have the theme of, beating your oppressors and beating oppressive systems, knocking them down. And so you'll definitely see that in this book as well. And y'all know the romance girly and me. I'm always looking to find the romance in a book, and if there's going to be some, and there is a little bit of romance in here. Now, granted, it is not the main theme of the book, but there's definitely some romance in here. We have an MMC, we have a connection. Spice level, for those of you who do not like spice, there's like maybe a 1 in this. I don't even know if I would say a 1 spice, maybe half a chili pepper. So definitely not spicy at all, more closed door romance. And this is actually the second book. I don't know what this series is called, but this is book 2. But rest assured, you do not have to read book 1 prior to reading this book. I dived right in with this one. I have not read book 1.